Hi there. Today we're going to be taking a quick look at Timesheet Portal and how it can be used for submission of time, holiday requests, and client invoicing. So to start off with, I'll be logging in as if I'm a member of staff and we'll take a look at that timesheet submission and holiday request. So members of the team can log into Timesheet Portal either through the desktop site, which you can see on screen now, or through the applications in Apple or Android. But regardless of which route they take, they'll be brought straight to the timesheet that's next in the sequence that's most in need of their attention. On screen at the moment, I've got a timesheet populated with a client and a project and a task that have been assigned to this specific worker. And I've opted for hours and minutes entry of time. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting some time in here. Couple of bits to note. I can add daily notes to each record. Also, the time recording option here being hours and minutes is totally optional. We could record this with start and end time, day rates, even a counter of a number of deliverables that have been completed. Also, if needed, the worker can add additional pieces of work to the timesheet. So I'm going to select from the same client but a different project and a different task within that project, and then we're going to complete our timesheet submission for the week. When ready, all the worker needs to do is hit the submit option and confirm. Now, when that timesheet submitted, that could, if we wanted it to, get sent automatically to a project manager or a line manager for sign off. In this case, I've opted for auto approval, so the timesheet is moved straight to approved status. You might also have spotted that the time I've entered has been broken apart automatically at the bottom of the sheet here between standard time and an evening overtime rate. That's being driven by one of the automated overtime rules that we can set in place. In this case, it's a daily threshold. If a certain number of hours, if over 8 hours in a day, in this case, have been worked, anything over those 8 hours needs to be automatically added to overtime. And those rules can extend to time of day or day of the week. There's a lot of options to configure it there, but in all cases, it means workers don't need to be trusted to break up their overtime manually. Next, we're going to move into holiday requests. So in this area of the system, workers can quickly see any holidays that they've already booked, what their remaining allowance is for the year, and obviously make any new holiday requests that they would like, which I'm going to go ahead and do now. I'm going to book some time off for November, so I can pick the start and end date here. Let's just put 2 days in. I can choose the leave category. These can be defined as needed in the system. But I'm being told now that I'm booking 3 days off. When I'm ready, I can confirm that. And again, as with the timesheets, the leave requests can be automatically signed off, or they can go off to a line manager for sign off. But next, we're going to have a look at raising some client invoices off the back of the timesheet that we've just put through. When managers or administrators log into Timesheet Portal, they're presented with an admin dashboard like the one you can see here. This provides high-level analytics around gross margins, timesheets that have been received, anything that's there for their sign-off. And in this case, the thing I'm most paying attention to is this total unbilled time in the top right. That's going to be a really useful trigger for us to head into the client invoicing section to get some invoices raised, which is where I'm going now. Within the client invoicing section, managers or administrators can cast a net, essentially a search for any timesheets or expenses worked between some specific dates, and request that the system looks for any invoices that can be formed from those timesheets and expenses. So I've got a date range set there. Of course, I can choose how the invoice is to be grouped. In this case, I'm going to consolidate this and group all of this time into one client, and then I'm going to hit preview. So the system quickly generates all of the invoices that fit the criteria, presents them here, and I can then hit to finalize these. So the invoice I've just raised is here along with several others I've raised previously. When we're happy with this invoice, we can mark it as approved. From there, if we want to export these to accounting packages, all we need to do is highlight the invoice and export, and that will go straight over to the accounting package via the integration. And then when I want to send these off to the clients, all I do is highlight, email, and send, and all of these invoices go out to all of the clients with all of the timesheets attached. Thanks for watching.